In the world of corsetry, there are certain terms that are important to know. First of all, corsets are any kind of snug-fitted garment, and they may have various purposes. In the same way that a modern bra has different purposes. There are sports bras, there's underwear bras, there's bras that are worn with evening wear, there's strapless and long line. So in the world of corsetry, there are three different terms that are most commonly used today. The corset is the classic boned, laced up the back, very tight fitting, which is intended to be worn as an undergarment, and it is intended to shape your silhouette. So whether it be a Georgian silhouette, an Elizabethan, a Victorian, the formal corset is intended to shape the silhouette and worn as an undergarment. Next we have the bustier, which is been used interchangeably with the corset most recently. It was popularized, I would say, in more like in the 50s and 60s when people began to wear the corset as an outer garment. So, or also as lingerie. Here's an example of a bustier. That's a little lingerie piece, right? So it's got the snug fit, it's got boning, and it is supportive. So it is a lingerie piece. Here's an example of a bustier. I hope you can see this picture here, which is a Christian Lacroix couture fashion piece. And this is the muslin fitting sample that goes with it, which is in my first book, Draping the Complete Course. I show how to make it. So this is the fitting sample for that. But this bustier is clearly meant to be worn as outerwear. It has embellishments, it's got style to it, it has a matching skirt. So that would be a bustier, would be either lingerie or something intended to be worn as an outer garment. Next we have foundations. So a foundation garment would be this. So the foundation is meant as a basis for another garment. It's again intended to be worn under, and it is usually worn in evening wear so that the fabrics can be literally stitched on top of it. So the difference between a corset and a foundation would be that the corset stands on its own as an undergarment, but the foundation is meant to be attached to the evening wear that it is designed for. So it can be worn in the place of a bra or not, but it is characterized by the snug fit, the boning, and then we have the waist stay in the back. So the foundation supports the weight of a strapless garment or a big skirt. So a couple other terms I wanted to go through today would just be the three things that I feel characterize these corset-like garments. One is the snug fit, always aiming for support and fit under the bust, under the arms. The second one is boning or busk. So you can see in this garment, it has busk, which are those, it's actually a metal thing that goes down the front. I can show you the inside of that later. And then the third one is lacing. So the lace up in the back or the front is common to these garments because the lacing is actually not used as a closure, but more as a fitting tool. So once you have your garment closed up, then you can go with your lacing and lace it tighter and let it shape to the body, if you will. So those are the three terms that I really wanted to distinguish between so that you know when we're talking about corsetry, there's the classic traditional corset, which is an undergarment. There's the bustier, which is more of a decorative outer garment, either in lingerie or outerwear. And the foundation, which is meant to be worn, which is part of an evening gown or part of an outer garment that's stitched into it as a foundational piece. So anyway, hope that's clear, and we'll move on to more terminology in the next video.